Welcome to What's Happening, where we focus on events happening right here in the City of Lynn. Here with me today from Kaya YMCA, we've got Jasmine Chim and Chris Chan. Jasmine is a Kaya co-coordinator, and Chris Chan is a member of the content team. And we're here to talk about the Lynn Out Loud event. The Lynn Out Loud event, this is the 5th annual. It's going to be on Tuesday, September 1st. Doors open up at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 6:30. It's a free event. It's open to everybody. 5th annual. You guys have had some success. I want to talk about the event, but first and foremost, I want to talk about you guys and your involvement. We'll start with you, Jasmine.
Well, I'm a youth leader at Kaya, and practically what the title says, I help lead the youth into gain experience and hosting these youth-led events and just helping them make right decisions and gain experience and just to help them out.
Cool. Chris?
Well, I was in content and I helped who auditioned and who made it to actual performing at LOL.
Okay, cool. So you were in charge of reaching out to these kids and watching them perform and then critiquing them and letting them know, if they would make the cut. So that must have been cool. I mean, this is your first year with Kaya. You were involved with LOL last year, or Lynn Out Loud, and now they're asking you to be part of the content team. That's pretty exciting. I mean, it's a little bit more of a responsibility, but based on what I've heard from all of your guys is that you've responded well to it. So, guys, I want to talk about the event, Lynn Out Loud event, the 5th annual. It's done every year, held at the Lynn Auditorium, and it is put on by the kids of Kaya. This whole event is developed entirely by the student body. So reaching out to students, going out and getting these organizations involved, that's totally up to you. And whether or not you know it, I mean, you guys are gaining some real-world experience. When you go in your college application process, when you go in your application for a job process, they're going to want to know about what you can bring to the table. And, I mean, already, you guys aren't even out of high school yet, and you're planning events and coordinating events. That's outstanding. So don't stop where you are. It's really cool what you're doing. So the event, September 1st, Tuesday, Lynn Auditorium, doors open up at 6 p.m. The show starts at 6:30. It's a free event. If you're looking for some more information, you can jump on Facebook and Facebook Wantha with 2 N's, because we like 2 N's, Kaya YMCA. So that's Wantha, Kaya YMCA. You can also give them a call at 781-581-3105. So let's talk about the event, guys. What can people expect? Jasmine?
People can expect a lot of old positive talent, and the new youth positive talent coming together and showing that it's changed, but there is still some connection and that it is still the same, and how the new school, we pick off a lot of the old school, and it's great to see it all come together.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mashup. Now, is there a theme this year, Chris?
Yes, this year's theme is evolution, which is old school to new school. So basically, the old talent and the new talent come together.
So, I'm 29 now. I grew up in the 2000s, late 90s, and the music today is noise to me. I just don't understand it. It'd be interesting to get a youth perspective on, how you feel about old school music. We're talking about hip hop here, really, right? Okay. So, how we feel about that old school game versus, the new school game. I mean, how does it hit you?
Honestly, I personally love the old school music. It's very catchy to just dance to, and that's a big thing on me. Just if I'm able to dance to it, or even just shake or anything, it connects to me. And I've noticed that a lot of the new school music does come from the old school, and they'll remix it most of the time, and some people don't notice it.
Yeah, seems like there's a lot more violence in the new school music. I mean, back in the day, it was they'd rap about I'm hanging out with my friends and we're going to get some ice cream, and now it's we killed 30 people yesterday, and it's that's not really cool. Why? I mean, whatever happened to music for that good feeling? I mean, a lot of people are using their talents to kind of display acts of violence, and it's really not a benefit to society at all. So evolution is your theme this year, and we had talked before the show, and you guys were like, our theme is evolution, and what does that make you think of? And I was like, monkeys. And then you kind of fooled me. You're like, oh yeah, there's going to be plenty of monkeys. And I was like, really? And then you said no. So the event is the 5th annual. You've been involved for a few years, right?
Yeah, about 3.
Let's talk about some of your past experiences. How have you grown to be a co-coordinator?
Well, first I just started off as a volunteering for the events, and then I would just always help out with outreach at first, just passing out not passing out, posting up flyers and just contacting some people, telling, oh, you should come to the event. And then I started helping behind the scenes, just setting up and telling people where to go, or having the performers get ready before going on stage. And then I became content and co-coordinator. Content, that's when I actually call the performers, let them know that you're going first, or you're before intermission, or just stuff like that. And then co-coordinator, I help overlook everything. So it did take a couple years, obviously, because you gain experience, but it was honestly worth it, because now it's like I get to help the youth who were, I was in their position before, help to get where I am now when I leave.
So now that you've been doing it for 3 years, I'd like to gain a bit of perspective on how you got started. How did you hear about it?
Well, it kind of first started as My American Youth in Action. That's how I first heard about it, and
Okay.
I wasn't old enough yet. And then when Wanta took over, it was keeping all youth active, and I was like, wow, that's such a good thing, like healthy living. And then that's what really grabbed me, because I used to be very chubby when I was younger, and then people always pick on me and bullying and all that stuff. And so when I saw Kaya, like healthy living, I'm like, wow, it helps people get together and get to know each other, and then it helps you get a better life, healthier lifestyle.
I know what it's like to be chubby too. It's not fun. Although the snacks, great.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Now, Chris, this is your first year really devoting yourself entirely to Kaya. Say we've got a student, right, out there watching right now, and they're on the fence about joining. They're deciding, I don't know if it's for me. I mean, what would you say to these guys to encourage them to come down?
Well, most of us in the group actually do like breakdancing or sports. So I mean, they could kind of fit in by trying sports and stuff.
Now you had brought onto the table a basketball tournament. That was the first annual Kaya organized basketball tournament. And you guys had some success this year. Is that something you plan on continuing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I don't know if you meant to do this, but basketball is a huge, huge sport in Lynn. So the potential of longevity for this 3-on-3 tournament could last for a long time, and you could be a pioneer behind this. That's going to make you feel kind of special. Yes, it does. Great. So I want to talk a little bit about the event a little bit more in detail. We talked a little bit about there's going to be hip-hop music available. It's going to be a mashup of old school versus new school. Want to talk a little bit about the event, just its details. Tuesday, September 1st. The show will start at 6:30. Doors open up at 6. And this is a free event. It's going to be at the Lynn Auditorium. Come on down and come support these guys. They're doing an outstanding job organizing this event. It's the 5th annual. For more information, you can jump on Facebook, Wanta Kaya YMCA, or you can just give them a call, 781-581-3105. So I've been to the show for the past 2 years. Seen a lot of things: breakdancing, rap battling, different types of like beatboxing. What's going to be new about this year?
Well, one thing that you brought up, how today's music is a lot about violence and stuff, and the event this year is just to pull away from that, showing that not all youth listen to that kind of music, and that we're all like trying to just get a positive message through, and we're not all about violence, we're not all about the drugs and all the girls and all that stuff. Like, we're really just trying to create a positive message, and we do see that in a lot of the old school music, so we want to bring that back too and let people know, like, look, this isn't the only kind of music that we have. Like, what the media, the more like national media is saying, like the music, it's more positive. Like, you shouldn't just restrict yourself to that kind of music. Like,
Okay.
There's much more to that.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And whether or not you know it, you're leading by example. You're setting the pavement to be a good kid. It's not a bad thing to be a good kid. When I was growing up, one thing that we got about 2 minutes left in the show. When I was growing up, we had I had parents and all that, and like anybody, and people who looked after me, and I realized like early on that there were a lot of people buying me food and like clothes, and I'm like, I will never be able to pay these guys back, ever, never be able to pay my family back. But the only thing that you can do is give them a reason to be proud, and I think that you guys have a good start to that, good jump start. So continue doing what you're doing. All right. It's the Lynn Out Loud event. It's put on by the students over at Kaya through the YMCA. You can find more information on Facebook, Want the Kaya YMCA, or you can give them a call, 781-581-3105. The event, Tuesday, September 1st. The doors open up at 6 p.m. The show starts at 6:30. The Lynn Auditorium. Come on down. It's a free event. Guys, I want to thank you for coming onto the program, Jasmine Chim and Chris Chan. These guys are outstanding from the studio here at LynnCAM TV. That's it for what's happening. I'm Sean Donahue, wishing you all the best.